And then on May 1st, we get perhaps the greatest promo in the history of Impact Wrestling. And I would even go so far as to say it's a top 10, maybe top 20 all-time promo as far as just what resonates with fans. We're going to talk about it on the other side. But right now, Jeff, I'm going to ask you, hit your mute button, and I'll hit mine. And then we're going to roll that beautiful bean footage, courtesy of our friends over at Impact. Let's take a listen to some Steiner math.
Scott Steiner, it's going to be a three-way for the TNA heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
See, you one of those girls that like romance. I'm going to talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, to be satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? See, tonight, we're going to win, and I'm going to be the world champion at Sacrifice. Come on, P. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup. Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it's done. Dave Meltzer wrote this. Steiner did one of the funniest interviews of the year. I don't know who scripted it, but it was a spoof on those cable TV ad graph commercials. Steiner said he had a 33% chance of winning. It's a three-way, and then he's genetically gifted, and Joe isn't, so his odds go down 25%. Then his odds increase, blah, 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 blah. What made it great was Steiner was clearly botching left and right and forgetting words, but in the end, he said he had a 114% chance of winning. One of the funniest interviews of the year, my ass. One of the best interviews of all time. Were you there when this was filmed? When do you first hear that Steiner just created gold?
I believe I heard a little bit of, hey, Scott wants to do this promo. And I said, let Scott roll with it. As long as we're promoting the match, he'll do it in his own way. And then afterward, there was a little bit of chatter like, you ain't going to believe how he did this. But it's one of those promos that has grown, and so Meltzer reported on it, but as time's gone on and you really drill it down to it and you get the opportunity to look at Petey's facials, then you got to look at Rocca's facials, and then you look at Lauren's facials, and Scotty just keep rolling on it. It's a gem, pal. It is an absolute gem. It is, really, you put that in top 20, maybe, Connie?
I mean, really, when you think about, listen, I'm not saying that we know Dusty's hard times. We know Ric Flair's spilt liquor. I mean, there's a handful of really, really good ones, iconic ones. As far as the ones that I think are just a part of the conversation on a regular basis, this is probably in the Mount Rushmore promos.
Wow.
Like from you, like when you think of the ones you reference the most, like, I mean, like I've spent more, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing. All right. Everybody uses some version of that.
Yep.
As a wrestling fan, they do the same with hard times. We'll all say that occasionally. But that math promo, I think, is somewhere on that list. I'm not going to say it's above those.
No, but so here's kind of the oddity, if you will, and maybe this is very complimentary of the old calculus promo. Nowadays, well, it started in the Attitude Era because Hard Times, what year was that done? 80s?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 80s, right? And Rick's
85.
And Rick's was definitely in the
85. Yeah.
In the storytelling. There's a couple of Lawler promos about Dundee, a couple of Idol promos that were really impactful. Jimmy Hart, I remember, what do you do to a dead horse? You shoot him, when Paul Ellering came out and they had to crown a new king, just because that hit home with my childhood.
Those are regional, though. I'm saying national. Austin 316's there, right?
So here's where I'm going with it. In the late 90s, they all turned to catchphrases.
Yes.
Rock had no matter what it was, even, Mick Foley or Mankind, Have a Nice Day. But his were some awesome promos, but it's all about the catchphrase. DX, all about the catchphrase. Scotty did this in 08 when it was an era of the catchphrases. That's what I'm saying. I think in a way makes it so, I hate to say it, but special or unique. He did it in an era of catchphrases because, nowadays it is so hard to resonate, but I think so important. I think that's one of the things that resonated with us going down to the farm. It was a 90-second, maybe story.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. We're going to do our best math swag over at boxinggimmicks.com to celebrate it too. It's just gold, man. And it's so cool that we've got it. And it was like of all the people too, like you go back and you look at the Steiner brothers stuff, man, he almost never talks.
Yeah.
It's like when he becomes the big bad booty daddy, when he becomes Big Papa Pump, the switch flips. And that was just gold. And supposedly he does it in one take. You could hear the flubs, but that kind of makes it real. Like
that's him talking. Yeah.
Yes. I just love it. And yeah, I would put it up there when people talk about, I'm not saying most important promos in history. I want to be clear. I'm just saying the ones that are referenced the most.
Referenced. Yeah.
Like when you talk about most important, you would definitely include Hulk Hogan turning heel, Austin 316, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, like as far as just fun promos that fans remember, this is on that list, man.
I'm with you.